Bold predictions are the things that you claim you would bet your own money on, even if I don't challenge you to show me the betting slip. Scout's honor around here when it comes to bold predictions. First up tonight, Harsha hit me from Columbus, Ohio, and said Auburn will beat either Alabama or Georgia on the road this year. Here's the thing. This is a 9.25 for me because Auburn has a really tough time in Tuscaloosa and Athens. And Auburn will be about a 3-touchdown dog against Georgia this year. And they are currently a 13.5-point dog at Bama. The games are way down the road, obviously, but those are the future lines. But the thing is, this almost happened last year twice. They, I think, led Georgia or were tied with Georgia in the fourth quarter, and Georgia pulled it out. But it was a dogfight. I was at that game. I was not at the Iron Bowl, but I watched from the rental car terminal in Detroit International Airport as Bama converted 4th and 31. So Auburn was like close against Georgia, really close against Bama. They win that game 99 times out of 100. You just happen to see the one. And so that was at home, though. This is on the road. It's tough. It's asking Peyton Thorne to go pull big upsets, and I'm not quite sure he's equipped to do that. So 9.25 on the boldness scale for me. Next up, I ask you guys to do a couple of things. Be respectful in the live chat. Don't bet parlays. That's all I ask. And Gage came at me from Gadsden, Alabama, and said, Clemson, Oregon, Utah, and Georgia all win their conference. He's throwing the parlay at me. Satan. No further context, just Satan. So Clemson has the second best odds to win the ACC. Oregon has the second best odds to win the Big Ten. Utah and Georgia are the odds-on favorites to win the Big 12 and the SEC, respectively. These are all courtesy of FanDuel. So Gage is not saying anything. Hold on a second. Hello, is this management? Okay, I got to call you back because we're still on the air. You are live, by the way. We're still on the air. Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you later. All right, so this is a parlay. It's just four-leg money line parlay here of sorts. We're going to win the conference for Clemson, Oregon, Utah, and Georgia. We have odds on this. We went over to FanDuel. They gave us the odds. It returns at plus 16,700, which means if you bet $10 on this, you win $1,670. This is a 9.5. Even though all these teams individually have a good shot at winning this, it's a 9.5 because think about it. Even if they make their conference title games, they're really playing the second best team in that conference. It's no divisions anymore. So like Oregon doesn't play Iowa or something like that just because the Big Ten West is not good. No, they play Ohio State again or they play Michigan or something like that. Putting a 9.5 on that. God. The call from management on air, unbelievable. Next up, this one wasn't all that bold to me, Stefan, from Hershey, PA. Penn State misses the playoff. Oh, I didn't see this. Parentheses, because of James Franklin's terrible coaching. Okay, well, what if they go 9-3? That's not terrible. It's just not good enough. This is not 10 or trash mentality. We don't practice that around here. There is room between being elite and being terrible where most of the country resides. But this is an 8 on the boldness scale for me. Penn State is one of 7 teams with minus odds to make the playoffs. So they're technically favored, quote unquote, to make the playoff. They got a 9.5 win total. That's probably it. FanDuel's probably doing the work for you there. If they hit the over and their 10 wins or better, they're probably in. If they hit the under, 9 wins or worse, they're probably not in. They'll probably be favored in 11 out of their 12, though. So some upsets have to be mixed in here or there. Maybe some lines have to change between here and there. But Penn State missing the playoff, it's not hard to envision. Having said that, Penn State making the playoff is not hard to envision. So it's right at an 8. It's not all that bold. It's an 8. It's just a fairly solid, bold prediction. Lastly, Heisman talk here. Heisman talk alert. Dart, Heisman, lock emoji. So I guess Jackson Dart's going to win the Heisman Trophy. And given the lock emoji, why are we even debating it if it's already decided? This is an 8.5 on the boldness scale for me. He's got the 5th best odds to win it right now, plus 1,500 over at FanDuel. Dual threat quarterback, which most of them recently have been in some shape, form, or fashion, check. Loaded wide receiver room, check. Ton of returning experience, check. Spotlight program, Check. Very high profile this year. A head coach that's going to feed him opportunities offensively. Check. Check, 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 check. So 8.5. I think Jackson Dart's going to be in it. And also, Ole Miss does not have a murderer's row of a schedule in the SEC, so they're going to be relevant late. If not playing for a conference title, they're going to be relevant late. So I'm going to put it at an 8.5. I think Jackson Dart very much could be in that thing.